Let's go now to Emily Goshnick with the weather news. Emily?
Thanks, Morgan. Here in the weather studio this week, we've been taking a look at the first snowfall for some ski resorts in the country. In Mount Hood, they received a few inches of snowfall, though forecasters aren't saying it's going to stick around too much because the forecasted temperatures are actually in the mid to upper 50s, with the overnight lows being well above freezing. Soda Springs, California also received some snowfall. They received about 4 to 5 inches of new snow at the base of the mountains, with 6 to 7 at the summit. It's an early lift for the ski industry, with some places opening early, mainly this weekend to skiers and snowboarders in Nevada. And this is also a welcome change. For the last 4 years they've been in a drought, and it helps out people who make a livelihood off of the winter weather. And we're going to show you where Mount Hood is here in Oregon, and there's where Soda Springs is in California. And to get the snowfall that happened in the mountains this last week, you need some nice, warm, moist air over the Pacific Ocean that makes its way towards the mountains. And once it hits the mountain, it's going to rise up, dropping some rain precipitation, and as it continues up into up the mountain, it'll change into snow when it hits a freezing level. And the mixture of the two of these is what really helps keep that snowfall on the mountains. As it continues and gets to the top, however, it loses most of its moisture and descends down the other side of the mountain, and that's where you can really see where not a whole lot of snow is on the eastern part of the mountain, with most of the snow on the western side, and that's considered the orographic precipitation or mountain effect snow. And since we are getting deeper into winter, not a whole lot of people are thinking about their winter skincare since the days are much shorter, but there's actually a few things that you should be prepared for.
November is the time when people bring out their mittens, hats, and winter jackets. All these things protect us from the winter cold, but the change in season brings another risk.
And then in the winter, like fall, winter, we lose a lot of that humidity, so your skin really starts to dry out.
Dermatologists recommend to exfoliate or remove dead skin cells twice a week. However, over-exfoliating the skin can dry it out, especially at night.
Your skin loses more moisture when you sleep, so that's why they have things like night creams that are a little bit rich in moisture.
Many people know that during summer, the UV rays from the sun can harm our skin. Naomi says UV rays are even more harmful in the winter.
The UV rays can hit the snow and it can bounce back up and actually hit your face in different areas that it wouldn't normally in the summer.
As the cold creeps in, it's easy to forget the sun still poses a risk to our skin. I am Samadhi Herat reporting for Studio One.
And even on cloudy days, the sun's rays are pretty strong. They can penetrate those clouds up to about 80% of the sun rays hitting the Earth's surface. And that brings us to our weather question of the week. What is the snowiest ski resort in the United States? Is it the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, the Mount Baker Ski Area, the Steamboat Ski Resort, and the Mount Bachelor Ski Resort? Now, Morgan, this ski resort actually is known as the place with the most snowfall ever recorded.
All right, thanks, Emily. Now Emily joins us in the studio with a final look at the weather. Emily?
Thanks, Morgan. As we look at our temperatures for the next week, most of the country is going to be pretty warm, with the western part of the United States being a little bit cooler, with some precipitation coming into the area. For precipitation next week, most of the precipitation is going to hang out in Illinois. Some of the country is going to experience a little bit. California is still a little bit drier than average, but they will get some relief as well. And that brings us to our weather question of the week. What is the snowiest ski resort in the United States? And that's actually the Mount Baker Ski Area. In the winter of 1998-99, they recorded about 95 feet of snow in one winter season. And Morgan, that is a lot of snow.
Yeah, that's like more than 7 stories high.